Hi, it's Jan Beta, and this is kind of an impromptu little video. I'm really sorry that I didn't manage to make more content for you guys this last week, but it was incredibly exhausting for me at work this week, and I had to work on Saturday and yesterday basically. And when I came home from work on Saturday, pretty exhausted and peed off by my work and stuff like that, and I was in a really bad mood. And I had to go to the supermarket because I was out of bread, and I had to buy some stuff to have to be able to have some dinner. So that's what I did. And in front of the supermarket, there was, leaning against the tree, and I'm not kidding you, this here, which of course absolutely made my day, and it made me leave the supermarket after I went shopping for bread. It made me leave this with a big smile on my face, and what I'm going to do today. What this is, first of all, is of course a Sony Playstation 1, the old model, the one that still has the composite video out here, which is said to be the better model for the superior sound quality and I believe also some other quirks that this had that they cost reduced away in later versions of this. So yeah, this is going to be an inspection, and it seems to be intact as far as I can see from the outside. There's a bit of dirt. The open button is a bit sticky. Sometimes it's held down there, but I think it's just dirt. So I'm going to take a look inside and see what's going on in there, and then I'm just going to try to power this on. I don't have any controllers or games or anything for this yet, but I just wonder if this is a working PlayStation 1 that I just trash picked yesterday, which would be great. And otherwise, if it isn't working, I'm of course going to attempt to repair this in another video, probably. This is just going to be a quick inspection of the unit and a quick teardown and look around, and then a test run. So let's get right into it, I guess. This is a pretty clunky and well-made unit compared to other consoles. And it has regular Phillips screws, which is a huge plus. None of these game bit things or some proprietary screw. Proper long screws. By the way, here's a fact about Sony. They have on all their devices, I believe, these little arrows pointing at the screws you have to remove to open up the device. How nice is that? I don't really know if they are still doing it because I don't really have any modern Sony devices, I believe. But they used to do this, and this goes for hi-fi stuff and for everything Sony built. Which is very handy if you want to get inside and repair it. So this really is an SCPH 1002, which is the first model, I believe, of the PlayStation 1. Okay, so this should somehow... Okay. There we go. Okay, that's easy to get in. Okay, looks reasonably clean inside. This is the power supply section. This little power LED switch. Okay, clunky. The capacitors all seem alright. There's a lot of those SMD caps down there that have a tendency to be very bad quality. I think this is from an era where they already were better quality than the ones in the Amiga 1200s, for example, which are all leaking by now. So these might just be alright, I don't know about that, but it's probably a good idea to recap this at some point. What fails mostly on these units, I found that out with a bit of research that I did, just some research, is the CD units, the lasers especially, who burn out, so they become unusable. Can't read CDs anymore. Well, I think we could give this a little cleaning and take out the RF shielding here. And look at the circuit board there. Yeah, let's do that. Let's just remove the screws around here and take a look. Probably makes sense to inspect this more carefully before trying to power it on. I'm a bit surprised about how clean this looks from the inside. It doesn't seem to have been tinkered with. What I'm also interested in, of course, is there might be a mod chip in here, and judging by the Wu-Tang and other hip-hop stickers on the case, there might have been a cool person who owned this, so they might have been, or the kind of cool where you probably run pirated software if you can. Maybe there is a mod chip in here, some sort. Don't have any experience with mod chips, but if there isn't a mod chip in there, I'm probably going to put one in at some point. So let's just take this apart and take a look for now. This is a screw without the little arrow, so this doesn't have to go. This has to go. This has to go. The other one was probably just to hold in the connectors there. The video and audio connectors. This has to go. And it's pretty convenient that these are all the same screws. No, this isn't. Just saying that this is a short screw, so I'm probably going to make a little mark there. Like an S for short. Okay. Okay, so this should now lift out, I guess. And it comes out with the CD drive, so I'm just going to lift this connector out. Is it possible? Let's come out. Oh, it comes out. It locks in place. It's just a bracket that pushes down, and if you hold it up, you can just. So this is the power supply board. I'm just going with that. This just pushes out to the top, I guess. So there we are. Okay, now we can just lift out this whole assembly here, probably, hopefully. This is. We have to push this one out because it's holding this in place. Okay. There's another ribbon cable in there. Okay, there we go. That's freed. Okay, so there's no mod chip in here. No mod chip whatsoever. It would connect to multiple ICs, I guess. Yeah, I have no idea what this all is. There's a little switch that probably tells it when the lid is closed, I guess. So I think what I'm going to do is to clean this up and to spray some contact cleaner into the switch here, into the connectors, to make sure it's reasonably clean. So let's just spray some contact cleaner in there to the connectors. And into the little switch here. And I'm going to switch it some. And also the switch on the power supply here. And as for the CD drive, I'm just going to put some lubricant in it. I think I'm just going to spray some silicone into there. For now, some 3-in-1 silicone spray on this little. Oh, this is pretty dirty. This is not a permanent thing. I'm just going to do it for now to be sure that the lubrication is not the thing preventing this from working. So just going to make sure. So there's this interesting construction here. There's this, I think, the adjustment screw for the laser, I guess. Like a little pot that's inside the ribbon cable there. That's a flimsy construction there. So I hope this still works. Otherwise I think you can get replacement units for reasonably cheap. So this whole unit just comes out and you can replace it with a new one. Okay, so let's reassemble the thing and see if it works. Fingers crossed, of course. Okay, there we are. As I said, I don't have any controllers or anything really to connect this to anything. I think this already is a bit better after this reassembly. So yeah, I am going to look for a video cable, and then I am going to look for a power cable and going to connect this up and see what it does. Okay, here's a power cable. Here's, yeah, it's not the right cable really, but it's, this is a component cable, but it uses the same connectors as the AV out connectors, so I'm just going to use this. The color codes are not correct, but that's not gonna be an issue. For me, at least. There's probably some people who are totally outraged by this. Not me. So there we are. This has now, it's connected to the power. No, it's not connected to the power. I'm just going to connect it because I don't want to risk not filming if this blows up. So I'm connecting this. The power comes on directly because that. Yup. Okay. So here's what I get. Probably these things look like memory cards. This is probably for CD audio. I think you could use this as a CD player. And I think that's exactly what I am going to do to check if this if the CD drive works. Because I don't have, as I mentioned earlier, I don't have any PlayStation games, so I should have some audio CDs somewhere, so I can check this with an audio CD. But so far this looks pretty promising. Nice! Okay, so here's an audio CD that I am going to put in there. Let's see. So I'm probably going to mute the sound because I don't want to be flagged by YouTube, but this is just for testing purposes anyway. Does it do anything? Okay, so it's not doing anything, I guess. No, it's not even spinning up. So there's probably something wrong with the CD drive. So the laser, if I turn this on, works. The motor on the laser, look. Beautifully. And really smooth, it seems. But the motor doesn't spin up. I think it's just a broken motor, maybe. Alright, so I think this thing at least does something. What it does is this. Obviously, it seems to work. The processor and everything inside works, but the CD drive isn't working. So probably there is going to be another video where I try to replace that or fix that. There's not much more I can do with this in this state without having anything really to connect to it or to put in that. So thanks for watching. I'm pretty happy still that I found this. this is my first PS1 and I'm looking forward to tinkering with it. Thanks so much for watching. Hope to see you again on this channel. I'm Beta. See you next time. Bye. Okay, I completely take back what I said before. Look at this. What I did is I used a Q-tip and some isopropanol to clean the laser. Because I searched through some forums, threads and stuff like that, and found out that the motor won't spin up if the laser can't recognize the disk. So I cleaned the laser and look what it does now. It spins up. I have to reconnect it, of course, obviously. So that's where we are now. It reads the disk, and it probably is going to read games and stuff like that. I can't do anything because I don't have controllers for it to control these controls there. But it recognized the disc, the audio disc I put in there, fine. Okay, so here's what I do. Just putting the good audio CD away using a Q-tip. Spraying the tip of the Q-tip with some alcohol. And I'm just going in gently with a circular motion. Try and clean the lens. And there's not much left there. So that's what I do. Let's see if that helped. Maybe it can read the disc again. There we go. And it spins up again. So and there is our CD. So it's just a matter of dirty laser, it seems. Let's see if it does it again. I just pressed the reset. See, it doesn't seem to need a real repair of any kind, so it seems to work fine. I am going to get a proper controllers for this, I guess, and maybe memory card and maybe some games or a game or something. Maybe a mod chip. So, yeah, this seems to be a fully functional PlayStation, the early version, which is a nice one. I really like the early version of this. So, nice find, I guess. This makes me happy. So somebody was too lazy to clean the lens of the laser, I guess. So that's all there is to it. And maybe some of the lubrication I did helped. But yeah, now it seems to read this and stuff like that. And everything seems to be hunky-dory.